I've seen in these two scenes over the last week or so. They are going to run a Symmetra on defense. That one-shot is. That is going to be Rolf. They're just speed boosting her right out now with these Lucios. At certain points, they'll go back and switch to what they actually are going to play. But Ultima Wep will be on this Junkrat. The other half of his gang, Dot, is going to be playing the Roadhog. Chronic, I imagine, is going to come up on the Reinhardt. Psycho will probably be on Mercy, and Excise, which is Soldier 76.
What am I watching right now from the Gale Force side? What in the world?
It's to celebrate that tomorrow is the 4th of July.
Well, it is. It does feel like a 4th of July celebration going on right now. They are treating us to fireworks, X. Well, I'd love to read out the offensive roster right now, but yeah, this is great. Even the Mei doing the emote, like, everything is amazing about this. I don't want to talk about anything more. I just want to look at the glory, but it does look like they're switching up. There's 10 seconds remaining until we start.
Well, you could have already called that Hardblue was going to be on Roadhog.
Happy Canada Day, says X. All right, so looking here at the offensive roster for Gale Force, Hardblue's going to be in the Roadhog. Joe Meister on Lucio, Nicholas TJO on Farah, JKW on Reinhardt, Torque on the Zarya, and Shake going to round things out here on the Mercy. And Hardblue, think about Hardblue. Hardblue goes for more flanks than your average Roadhog. I feel like you could punish it more from the team end if you study a little bit of tip and go, okay, Hardblue's going to be coming around the back no matter what. Oh yeah, that's what he's doing right now, is that the rest of his team, they're going up through the front on the payload. Hardblue right now being a sneaky street pig going to the left, and he's going to be looking for that first pickoff.
He's flank hog, sneak hog, whatever you want to call it. He does it consistently. Of course he's over on these stairs. Offense, defense, doesn't matter. That's where he wants to be.
Doesn't see the flank he's looking for. He rejoins the team here on the payload, and they're taking the full frontal approach, just moving in as Nicholas able to get first pick of the game on the Chronic. They're not going to have the Reinhardt chip anymore. However, they pay a penalty. 3 quick kills here from the defense. Make it 4. Dot getting all sorts of value. Resurrection coming up, though, so Gale Force not quite out of this yet.
Telly's already
Nicholas going to be brought right to the ground, although it does not get finished off. Great play from him that get around that Roadhog hook.
This is going to be super close because that Telly did go down. Now they are going to be able to reinforce and kind of stagger this here, although Psycho Waffle is going to be the next thing they need to get in through this Telly as he has Resurrection up. Defense should be able to hold this now with those 3 kills from their tank play.
Defense is going to hold, but that was really close. That could have went either way towards the end. Defense did come in at the end with the Tac Visor and Whole Hog to clean it up, but it was nice playing Nicholas to stay alive and not actually die in the very beginning there.
This teleporter is so far back. This has kind of been the new spot for it, and you also see the sentries around the corner here to prevent the flanks from the combo, which might be coming out from Nicholas on his Farah at some point if they really can't bust through this front line, but they're just going to go right up front again.
Yep, they're going right up the front. Chronic right now going to drop the hammer, knocks down 4, threaded the needle here, runs forward, W mouse 1, 2 quick kills here from the defense, and that is going to spell the end of that push. Chronic pretty good at finding big value earth shatters, and no surprise there. And one thing, by the way, this defense, or sorry, cracking this defense in Dorado actually got harder because the time changed from 5 minutes to 4 minutes, so you have even less time to go against one of the hardest points in the game. So only 2 minutes remaining here for Gale Force, and this can be pretty rough.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait for Torque. That's why he's trying to get some spam in here. They do double shield and try to run in through this side.
Tyre does come in, takes out JKW. Offense going to be down to Reinhardt. They can res him up here if needed. I don't know if Shake's going to use the res on just one person. Might have to do it, though. Roadhog hook comes in. Nicholas not getting killed, somehow staying alive. I think it might have been a little bit of a misplay in Dot's fight there.
Well, they tried to initiate there. They tossed the allied shield on Hardblue, and he went to the side. I think he was going to try to get all the way back and deal with a Symmetra on the way, then go deal with the teleporter. But he got caught out by that Sin, by XC back number 2. Got stuck in some
right now moving in. Here comes Grouton Surges. Wombo coming. It is coming, but the hook pulls him back in. He does not get the barrage he's looking for. Will go down the process as the defense able to keep that even versus the Graviton.
Well, fight's completely reset.
The defense as well.
Yeah, Resist from both sides. Soundbarrier comes out for the offense too. Hardblue does take down Wolf. That is a small advantage in this fight. Both their tanks are taking so much damage, though.
The Tac Visor from XC able to take out Zarya, set the tone. Ultima Weapon gets in the backline with the tire, taking out 2. And now with 40 seconds remaining, Gale Force blew pretty much everything on that, and they got nothing.
Yeah, they went all in on that and just got absolutely punished for it. The Whole Hog came down late and took down both JKW and Torque. Yeah, they're running this Farah and they're not really getting anything out of it. And they're running it against something they like. You're running it against a Roadhog and a 76. You better be super confident you're going to be able to do something with it. They're not trying to flank
15 seconds remaining. They need to get all the value and more as we move forward here. They need to get quick pick. They need to maintain the kill chain. Hardblue goes for the hook. Not able to get it. Dot gives him the slip. Dot going to get the counter hook. Hardblue in trouble. Hardblue goes down. Both teams trading off kills there. Both Mercies with the res. Take a look at some Psycho here. Psycho has to go in for a res soon. There are 2 people down.
Yeah, he's being really patient. Almost too patient. But yeah, they died.
He's not going to get the res. He will get 1 res off. The defense still in a pretty good position here as the offense. This is it. They have to stay on this payload the entire time. And a lot probably riding on Nicholas here to find a way into that, getting a good barrage. Will immediately delete Chronic, deletes Xe, gets the double kill barrage he needed. Gonna get hooked down to ground by Dot, but still a good opening coming out from Nicholas. Earthshatter coming in from JKW and a Graviton as Gale Force right now in the last minute going to bring it to the checkpoint and buy themselves all desperately needed extra time.
They almost didn't get there as Chronic was trying to go hero mode. He did hit an Earthshatter, knocked everyone down. Now he's probably going to pay his life for it. Not the worst idea, because that'd be a highlight of a lifetime right there. But he does die for it. Defense is going to have to reset up now. Be interesting to see if we see any switches. Ultima is going to come up on this Pharah. Really trying to control this high ground is absolutely crucial. But Torque is going to come up on this Widowmaker too. It's something that Gale Forces run more than other teams, especially on Dorado. They use a Widow to try to control this high ground.
Oh, we do see one shot with that Widow, Ultimate Weapon moving forward, kind of on his own to some extent here, being a little bit out from his team. Doesn't have a barrage or anything either, so this can be risky. As Torque now going off on Widow, picking out both Xe and Dot. Gonna make Psycho blow his res very quickly, and we'll see if Torque can pile on here. Still though, offensive Sound Bearer on the way from Gale Force. Gale Force moving in even deeper. Whole Hog on the way from Harblue. Able to take out Psycho with the aid of his team. A big hook coming in. Does not get Pharah down though. A little bit unfortunate luck there for Harblue.
Yeah, I mean, they're without their tank and without their Mercy now. They can't really push forward. Torque is going to have to be careful up here. He's looking for picks. Ultima is able to bully him off the roof. They need to reset here a little bit. Wait for their tank. Wait for their Mercy. You can't really bleed a player here right now. And then you might want to just wait to see what Torque can get done.
Well, Torque did get 2 picks just a moment ago. He's had a little bit of a rough time setting things up after that. Still, though, the offensive Gale Force is moving the payload. They've been getting pretty consistent progress, nonetheless.
Dot burns.
Here comes the defensive Whole Hog right now from Dot. Ultimate Weapon with the barrage, takes out 2 in the back, including the Mercy. He deleted Mercy, which means even if he dies, it's usually pretty worth. But Nicholas able to go right back, getting a double kill of his own, including killing Psycho. So both teams down a Mercy, and Gale Force should be in position to move this right to the checkpoint.
I was going to say Nick was going to use this barrage, and we might see if he even gets off Pharah, because he had gotten nothing done on the Pharah so far today. That barrage was absolutely huge, though, as you saw, to equalize it. Torque is able to clean up towards the end there. Now Dot does take down Harblue here, but they're in fantastic position, pushing very far forward.
I'm not sure how Dot didn't die there. Nicholas at the end will get taken out by Joe Meister of all people. But this has been a little bit of an epic collapse here from one shot. They almost had the full hold on point A, and Gale Force, after reestablishing themselves, has really been a force to be reckoned with. And now with 2 minutes and 40 seconds, they have a lot of time here to crack last.
Yeah, I mean, Torque, it's not the greatest last for Widow, right? There's not many angles here, but they've had absolutely no answer to him, so I think he's going to stick on it.
Okay, we do have the tactical advisor coming out right now from Xe. He's going to force the entirety of the offense back. They want to break LOS from that. They don't want to deal with the tac advisor, but unfortunately, he also doesn't kill anyone off it either, so they're going to be down that ultimate as the defense moves forward. It was good defensive position by Gale Force. Big hook coming in from Harblue. Not going to bring Roadhog to him right away, but here comes Chronic. Earthshatter comes down, knocks down 3. And off of that Earthshatter, Xe and Chronic able to piece. They pick off 2 quick kills. Resurrection, though, coming in from Shake, going to bring up all those fallen heroes. And Nicholas might be able to have the turnaround here at the barrage. Looking for it. Does not get any kills off it, however, just yet. Back and forth on both sides. I'm going to note, by the way, Ultimate Weapon is on a defensive engine.
Yeah, that's probably to try to deal with Torque, but I think Torque's going to switch, because he's not really been doing much on Widow here. It's just a terrible Widow point. He does switch after his ult has been used. He's going to come up on 76. This fight is going to go in favor of the defenses. Both reses have been used up, and now the defense is just in kind of, or the offense is just kind of bleeding players out right now.
It was a very long fight, but it was also very much in favor of the defense. Anytime you get a long slugfest on the payload, where the payload doesn't move whatsoever, it's a win for the defense. They were able to burn off effectively about 1.5 minutes in that choke.
Yeah.
And now for Gale Force, they only have 1 good push left, but they're going to have to deal with 3 loaded ultimates on the defense.
And
That's rough.
And they just had 2 switches, so they're going to have 0 ults up for those. I mean, they do switch to Reaper and the 76 here. The Reaper's generally got to be to deal with Dot and Chronic, who've been, again, putting in work as the tanks. Torque just had to switch to something. His Widow's awful on his last point.
Big deflection trying to fall to weapon here, and he's just waiting for the signal to go. He wants to dash right in, pop out the Dragon Blade. Not gonna use it just yet, but a big shot for Chronic sets him up, going in, slicing and dicing. Everyone clumped up in this hallway. That is not where you want to be as a 76 and Genji rush right in on you. Oh my goodness. What a team wipe coming out there from the side of One Shot.
Yeah, fighting in a hallway is usually a bad idea. Nicholas just got nothing done there, too, because he just switched to Reaper. He's only at 20%. That's like nearly passive charge rate, too. He died really early in that. I think they were hoping to get at least a little more done to make this final push better. They only have Resurrection to work with.
Yep, XE does have a damage boost right now with Attack Visor, and 20 seconds left. They don't have a whole lot of ult to go here. They will get Sound Barrier towards the end of the fight. Maybe. It depends if Joe Meister is actually able to stay alive. But they do have to bank on that. I think Joe Meister trying to build up the ult. If he gets Sound Barrier, they're going to go in on that. And that's going to be their best chance here against this defensive One Shot.
They're a little all over the place right now. This Genji's giving fits in the back line. They're all chasing him. No one's there to follow up this Earth Shatter up front.
That was a bad Earth Shatter. Did not get the value they're looking for. Here comes Sacrificer from XE. Now that there is no shield to protect, Joe Meister just gets gunned down. Torque going to get needled as well. Torque, though, actually able to stay alive with the Helix Rocket. Torque coming in big on the triple kill. What a turnabout at 25 HP. However, the res does come in from the defense. We'll see if it's enough.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice play from Torque, just a little bit too little too late there.
All right, and this is the cool thing about the comp mode changes that we don't have to work with anything crazy like mid-point captures. It's now just, can you push a cart further? That's it.
That's it.
It's so much simpler for partial completions.
Yeah. For full,
unless someone doesn't disconnect, in which case,
why? Stop.
We need to be prepared.
We're not prepared, though.
I agree. If Illidan were here right now, Illidan would tell us we're not prepared, but that is how things are.
Yeah, so for full completions, we're doing pure stopwatch. We think that's still a great way to judge who was better on the map. For partial completions, we're using Blizzard system, so it's all coming together in Overwatch. We're trying to figure out rules, what's going to be the unified rule set here and there. But yeah, they got it pretty far. It's better than what they deserved, really, because that first push was, or the first section of this map was really brutal for them.
I think really the sad thing here for the part of One Shot is that One Shot had a very good chance at that last point hold. I feel like you look at how that developed. They lost people a little bit early on the fight. And by the way, I love the addition of Zarya to the 4th of July comp here. That is great. That adds a lot of very necessary color to your team comp. But no, back on the real analysis here, I feel like Shake used a one-person res, probably resed a little bit early in that fight, and I think maybe if he held it a little bit longer and that they didn't suffer that early pickoff, I think they actually could have held on first. Just a little bit of a misplay by One Shot did cost them a lot of distance here in Dorado.
Now I'm defense coming out for Gale.
Hang on, Hex. You are going full Mr. Destructoid. I will call you back.
Okay.
I think sometimes Hex shows his true robot nature, and you know it's a true robot nature because he didn't play Pokemon or watch DBZ. So we have recalibrated him. Hex, are your voice sensors working?
Yeah, that's what you talk about as soon as I leave the room.
Yes, that is exactly what I went to. It's just proving the theory. Either way, though, the offense of One Shot on the way. They are attacking as the blue team. Sort of a color switch up that we see nowadays.
Yeah, so they are going to be running this Symmetra on the defense, so that's always, of course, a big thing to watch if they're going to be able to get the teleporter value out of it, or if, you know, it gets rocked down early. Now, they are also running Hard Blue on the stairs. It's kind of, he's going to have to start paying rent there at some point.
Hard Blue on the defense here, pretty good, and oh my goodness, the hook on the auto up. I can't believe that actually hit. Actually, I can't believe it. Roadhog hook has the hitbox of a bust, but still, Hard Blue getting some good picks here. Doing lots of damage to XE, taking out Ultima Wep.
Well, now they're walking the stairs as he go for that huge flank, so they are going to be able to push in this left side, which is kind of his responsibility overall. Chronic is taking a lot of damage on the shield, though. I think they could have gone in earlier. A little hesitation there cost them that push in.
That's the offense moving forward. They are looking for their opportunity. They do have a decent amount of time here, but they can't get too arrogant with it either. They do need to try and make a good offensive push. Hex right now does appear to be roboting out again, so we call him here just a moment. But there's a flashbang over the top. Does set up Reinhardt. Reinhardt going to go down as a result. A big play coming out here from the side of One Shot. However, Nicholas hanging in here in the back, not really under pressure at the moment. And Nicholas and Torque doing big stuff as a big mid-air rocket from Nicholas sets up Psycho Waffle. Oh my goodness. Hex, are you there?
I'm not talking.
Hex, reboot. We'll call back.
Clearing the area.
Alright, so we're gonna have Hex reboot here. I am going the solo cast mode at least for a moment. These things do happen. Internet difficulties are a thing.
Teleporter online.
We had to do this last time. Hex's Comcast attacked. Comcast, not the greatest in terms of internet performance. But taking a look here, we do see Psycho and Ultima moving all the way to the back, being very sneaky. They do take out the teleporter, so that's going to be pretty worthwhile. Earth Shadow, though, coming out from both sides. Chronic able to knock down 2. Nicholas, though, countering immediately with Barrage of his own. 2 quick kills here from the defense. And they're holding on here. They're giving One Shot everything they can handle and more. Looking for the one-shot side. They will be able to get a res here, or they will not, as Psycho actually going to go down. He was looking for the sneaky res from back, was not able to get it, and with him down, that's going to cause a full reset, and now Gale Force, a minute 30 away from a full hold of their own. Hex has left the game. Hex has stopped playing Overwatch. Feels bad, man. He'll be back, though, I think. So do you see Exy staying in here? Does have Graviton Surge at the ready, and this Graviton's gonna have to be huge if they want to get through and win this in the next fight. Do have the Zarya shield going down, but oh no, Chronic goes down immediately. Rez comes up after the Graviton as ultimate weapon, does get some of the big fall through, takes out 2. Pretty bloody on both sides getting their pound of flesh, but the offense saved their res a little bit longer. They do get a big res in the back, and we'll see if it's enough. Offense back up to full strength as Joe Meister and Nicholas getting right into it. Our booth a little bit of extra follow-up, and now, just as we saw Gale Force have to do a last-second push, so will One Shot if One Shot wants to keep this map going. Only 39 seconds remaining. They do have a teleporter up as well. This is not going to be impossible, but it's going to be very hard as Harblue just piling on, able to get the extra mercy pick. Seriously brutal. So 23 seconds remaining. This is truly the last chance here for One Shot. They had a very good defense, but if they're not able to get through point A, it is going to be all for naught. The game will end. Harblue right now looking for the pickoff on the Chronic, perhaps being a little bit over-aggressive. Harblue died, and I'm not even sure he's going to be able to be rezzed here. However, there is the teleporter. He will be able to rely on that, if nothing else. But here comes Nicholas over the top with the barrage. Immediately deletes Chronic. That's going to force out an early res from Psycho, if he is even able to build it as the Earth Shatter comes in. Will this be it for One Shot? Soundbearer, though, comes in. They're able to recover from the Earth Shatter. Unfortunately, though, Psycho went down, so still not the greatest. But it is all hands on deck. We are into overtime right now. Exy goes down. Harblue and Torque mopping things up. Torque with the attack visor was able to set the tone. And now 3 kills here for Gale Force. Gale Force's defense about to be victorious. One Shot perhaps throwing an opportunity away. Chronic, the last person on the point, he's going to go down. But a big resurrection coming in. They're not dead yet. Psycho comes in off of the respawn. And now there's just up to Gale Force to get the last few kills here. As One Shot desperately fighting for their map life here in Dorado. Ultimate weapon, in fact, on Tracer, so multi-Tracers coming to play here, even on a payload map. Harblue and Nicholas getting right into it, getting 2 extra kills. Ultimate weapon going to go down, not able to dance around the point for too much longer. And you look at it here, overtime slowly slipping away, and that is going to be it. Gale Force Esports hanging on, taking map 1 away from One Shot, and set times for One Shot after what was a very good defense coming out from them.
Play of the match.
So play the game coming out from Ultimate Weapon. This is back on the other side. I think it was last point defense, but still was pretty good nonetheless. And yeah, this is where everyone was clumped in the corner, and Ultimate Weapon was just able to feast. We are trying to recall hexagrams right now. Hex, don't leave us hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Leave me, the viewers. Pick whichever. Either way, though, the moral of the story is that Gale Force was able to come right back, put on an even better defense, and able to take map 1 away right from One Shot. Alrighty, so I'm gonna try and get Hex right back in here. Stand by. Hopefully the internet gods will smile upon him. Hex, how are you doing?
Hopefully better. Does it sound better?
You sound better.
Yay.
You have fixed your robot protocols.
I've exercised my demons, rebooted the router, rebooted everything. Should be good.
Excellent. All right, so for those who were not here on the map draft, the remaining maps are Kings Row and Hollywood. We'll be going the 1 or the 2. It will be the choice of One Shot, and it looks like we are going right to Kings Row.
Cool. You can get me in that lobby whenever you get a chance. What happened? What did I miss?
Gale Force was able to come back with an even stronger defense. They held on the first point.
Okay.
And they're able to take it.
Yeah, that's really got to hurt One Shot to be able to hold so close on a full hold on first and overtime last second have to give it up like that, then to lose in that fashion on the return. Man, One Shot is rough. It's just so close. Like, they're getting so much better. It's just not been enough for them yet.
No, and it's really unfortunate for One Shot because I felt like that was their game to win. All they had to do was get through point A, but it is harder to get through point A. You have even less time to do it now on a map that was already pretty lenient for the defense, so it can be rough.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring him back on Kings Row. Definitely more hard blue on Roadhog, offense and defense. It's really just
Hard blue had a good game.
He's been all over that hero. I don't think he's played anything else since it's been fine to run Roadhog on both like offense and defense. I think it's pretty much been his main. He used to run a little bit of Winston here and there, oftentimes on some Reaper here and there as well, but since the Street Pig has been as popular as he is, that's all he's been running.
And why not? I mean, Roadhog has been great in this meta. He does have to worry about McCree's shredding him with right clicks. He only has to worry about Reaper, and there's times where he can do pretty well against Reaper. It's not quite as a pain as much as dealing with double McCree's was. So, I don't know. Things work out pretty well for Roadhog in this meta. We'll see if teams keep running him. I still think Roadhog has the hidden penalty of really charging up enemy ultimates, but for now, teams have been running him, and they've had pretty good success nonetheless. Not just Harblue either. You look at other teams. Enigma and LG has had really good days on Harblue, and... Or sorry, good days on Harblue. Enigma has really good days on Roadhog. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, those are my top two Roadhogs right now. I mean, Enigma, of course, has been a standout Roadhog whenever LG wants him to run it, or whenever he wants to run it. He's been phenomenal on it. Hardblue has just been absolutely godlike on it, too. So it's really nice to see that, Roadhog used to be very niche. Like, once in a while you saw it. I still give, like, SG1 credit to running it first most consistently, but he's definitely been on both sides of the map lately. I think it's just because the damage he puts out is so insane.
Alrighty, so we should be getting in here in just a moment. We'll be map number 2. It will be Kings Row, Gale Force versus One Shot. One Shot having a very spirited defense, but Gale Force coming in with an even stronger defense, able to take away map 1. And One Shot will be looking for revenge here on Kings Row. And Hex saying to invite to lobby. We will get you in the lobby, Hex.
Okay, so just some update on the bracket while we're killing some time here. Slow Motion beat Selfless.gg, a team that I'm not super familiar with. I can check them out. They're going to have to face Cloud9. OW Kings is going to be playing Melty, so that's going to be taking place on the European servers. Of course, we are watching Gale Force versus One Shot. Nubris is playing against Too Strong, so No Fast Guns went down to the lower bracket now, too.
Interesting. No Fast Guns, I didn't realize No Fast Guns was in here today. They're another Dark Horse team that has really been struggling to prove themselves. They did play in the recent Alienware Monthly Melee as well. They went out, them and One Shot both went out with no wins, but they did have some close games nonetheless. It doesn't always tell the full story, but they are teams that have really been just trying to get into that upper echelon of Overwatch competition. Sometimes having success, sometimes not.
As great as the match history is at GosuGamers.net, it doesn't tell the whole story. You should really be watching the VODs on GosuGamers.net. That tells the whole story.
Definitely helps. All right, so we are getting in here. The defense of One Shot will be on the way. It is going to be Dot here on the Roadhog, Chronic on Reinhardt, Wolf on Lucio, XE on the 76, Psycho Waffle on Mercy and Ultimate Weapon. Going to be rounding things out here on the Reaper. Pretty standard defense coming out, but pretty good nonetheless.
Yeah, it kind of just shows you that Symmetra really only belongs on Dorado nowadays. Kings Row, she's not really been on. Haven't even seen her much on Hollywood lately either. So they're just going to run just their absolute standard defense here. Not going to rely on the teleporter. I think a lot of it is because it's a lot easier to hunt down and get to the back line to deal with the teleporter.
Personally, I'm still sad about the lack of Junkrat. Junkrat found his home here on Kings Row, is everyone's favorite trash mouse, and now he's just been gone. It's been terrible.
Yeah, even the teams that really excelled with him have not been running him. So on offense, though, Nicholas is going to reprise his role as Pharah. Shake will be playing Mercy to keep him alive. We're going to go back to lobby momentarily. We dropped someone.
Uh-oh.
That's all right.
Dot has left the game.
It does give me a moment to read some donations that we got while I was gone from our Matcherino page. Of course, exclamation point Matcherino will point you to the page I'm talking about. Coupon code GGNA14 will throw $1 into the prize pool. Hypocrite Opportunist, who's been one of our consistent donators, says, "Now I hate Tracer again. All is right in Overwatch." I don't know, man.
It sounds like he actually just likes hating Tracer from the sounds of it.
You know, hate's a strong emotion. You gotta hold on to it. Roy Flynn says, "Prefer watching this game without hero limits. So much more entertaining." So, hey, the other side of the argument chimes in. Of course, you can leave your feedback. We have a poll up on GosuGamers, exclamation poll in the chat will lead you there.
For those who are wondering, by the way, why we did change rule sets, one of the bigger tournaments that's coming down, starting, I believe, this week, the ESL Cup that ends in Gamescom. What's going on there is that they are running a a no hero limit. So for the teams don't want to practice 2 different rule sets. So for us, we would have stayed with 1 hero limit, but because of that tournament, and of course teams giving a lot of priority to it, we have also gone to no hero limit while that is a thing.
Yep, we listen to the players. Pretty much every change we've ever made to our GosuGamers tournaments has been because players have requested it, and so we go with it. Going to 1 hero limit to begin with was requested by the players. Banning out the assault maps was requested by the players as well. So we've always been listening to feedback. We've been adjusting on the fly. We try to take, the people who put the most time and effort into the game are generally the players. So we try to respond to that. That is why we're doing this too. So we're very, very much into the feedback, your feedback, player feedback, etc.
Now entering King's Row.
Alrighty, well, we are getting right back into King's Row. Will be, as it was before, 1 shot on the defense, Gale Force on the attack. And imagine team comps will pretty much be the same as we see what both teams have in store.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I think they might actually run this double Roadhog. Joe Meister was queued up on it along with Harblue. JKW has been running Hanzo. We've seen a lot more Hanzo lately on offense. I mean, in EU especially, but lately we've seen Hanzos here and there. We might even see the 6 Hanzo strat here coming out, as there's 2 of them right now. The one thing I know for sure is that Shake will play Mercy.
Shake almost always on Mercy. Your Mercy players in general not really switching up. The one thing about balance in the game right now, people like talking about what DPS heroes might be overpowered, but I'll tell you this much, and it's part because there's not that much in the way of support heroes. Barring King of the Hill, where you see double Lucio, you see Mercy right now in effectively everything.
Every game. Yep.
And in fact, in 1 hero limit, I think she had about as close to a 100% pick rate as you could ever get. The only time she wasn't picked is when teams would go for a quick blitz offense that was focused entirely on killing the enemy Mercy, so it's almost not even telling the full story.
But even few teams were running that. I mean, of course, Rogue comes to mind, as they ran that a couple times, but it's a very dangerous proposition to run an offense without a Mercy, because if you lose the first fight, you've essentially lost the next 2 fights because you're not going to have Resurrection. So Mercy is definitely tier 1 required playing pretty much in the meta right now. It's just because Resurrection is a super strong mechanic. The next
and I wouldn't say that's so much Mercy being overpowered either, as much as it's just we don't have that many supports in the game. Period.
The next 2 or 3 heroes released should be supports, and I don't even play support, but I think it'd be good for the game overall. Okay, so Torque is going to be on Zarya, Nick is going to play Pharah, Harblue of course on Roadhog, JKW will play the Reinhardts, Joe Meister on that second Hog, and Shake on Mercy.
So double Hog going to be a thing here. We'll see how effective it is. This is, of course, a newer strategy, given the fact that we have them running 1 hero limit. So I don't think we've seen a double Hog comp on stream in a tournament here just yet. To keep a close eye on both Joe Meister and Harblue and see if it works out. I will say this, they're going to murder the enemy Reinhardt shield. That thing is not going to it's a double Roadhog. It's just not.
Well, Wepkinson takes out JKW, so that is their 1 shield tank already down.
Chronic, though, going down in turn, and now both Hogs getting in here. They're going in on the defensive Hog. Dot, though, able to withstand it, getting healed up by Mercy. Back and forth on both sides, but here's the thing for the offense. The offense is getting pickoffs. It usually works out more in the offense's favor, given how spawns work.
Yeah, but Shake is down after that Resurrection. Psycho also down, so now it's just going to be a giant brawl on the point. Ultima gets hooked by... He dodged 1, got caught by another.
The double whole Hog here. What a terrible day to be Reinhardt. Your shield not going to live. They're able to just bully out Chronic. They're able to get a few picks that they need, and now Hook going in on Dot. Down goes Dot. And I gotta say, the double Hog comp, pretty decent. It was a little bit of a brawl for a while between both teams, but it's just hard to deal with that much HP from double Hog.
It's actually really cool, because you can totally afford running a single support there, and you're running 4 tanks, but there's so much DPS in it, there's not really 4 tanks, but Shake can really just hang out with Nicholas. We've got self-sustain on both Harblue and Joe Meister, and then JKW and Torque can hang out each other and just use their shields to keep each other alive.
Yeah, and the other thing here, too, is that, again, I think that this is a rough game to actually be Reinhardt. I wonder if Chronic actually wants to swap off. Well, not so much anymore. Now JKW is now Joe Meister is no longer in the Hog, but versus double Hog, I feel like Reinhardt might not even be worth it.
Yeah, we would have been able to see what Chronic plays except Reinhardt. I don't think I've ever seen him play anything but Reinhardt.
JKW moving forward does have Rift ready, looking for an opportunity. Meanwhile, Ultimate Weapon on the defense does have a Death Blossom. He can set up the offense at any point. Reaper, of course, this is a classic Overwatch. We've seen Reaper be used on the Streets phase of King's Row, going all the way back to the beginning of time, effectively.
Yeah, they're running double, because I think they might still think they're running 4 tanks. I don't know if they've had eyes on the Lucio just yet.
Ultimate weapon pretty well set up here, ready to just drop right in at a moment's notice. Does get found by the Pharah though, so he has to wait for him immediately. Groundton Surge comes out from the offense, does not get the value they're looking for. His ultimate weapon in the back. He puts on the Death Blossom, takes out 2. Fresno gonna come in, undo some of that value, but JKW goes down after the res. And now with that, this should be the defense's fight.
Yeah, they might switch something up here, knowing that there's 2 Reapers, because you're really just feeding, and you don't really have a great answer to any of the Reapers either. I mean, Hook is okay-ish, maybe. They're going to put a Reaper of their own on.
Oh, Torque will be on the Reaper. Harblue staying onto Roadhog. Roadhog, though, will be having a little bit more trouble against the double Reaper. That's a lot of damage against Roadhog, especially if they ever focus fire. They will take him down in effectively 2 volleys from each Reaper. And I'll note, by the way, for the next team fight here, Dot now has a Death Blossom, so they can keep staggering Death Blossoms between Ultimate Weapon and Dot.
Torque is doing a really good job of checking out where these Reapers are going to be, though. As he's on the Reaper himself, he was able to clear top last time as Pharah to try to prevent that Death Blossom that eventually came in. Now he's clearing top again against Ultima.
2 quick kills here from the offense. Gale Force, nothing flashy, but the Reapers are down. Dot, though, going to get res right back up, and he's going to be able to Death Blossom right into the back line. Sound Barrier mitigates the worst of it, though, as the offense moves forward. They're not that affected by the Sound Barrier, and they just continue chaining the deaths that they need to. As JKW runs forward, WMouse1 takes out 3.
That axe does a lot of damage, and the tank's just doing a ton of work there. They're going to have to do some switches here. They do on from one shot. Ultima's going to come up as a Pharah now. Pretty decent on defense on this last point. Dot is going to come up as the defensive Widowmaker.
Defensive Widow making her grand appearance. Teams have not been running it quite as much as of late. Probably most notable high-end team to run it has been LG with Gods, and Gods has definitely made it work. Other teams sort of shying away. Every now and then, C9 will still use it, but even they don't care for it that much. But oh my goodness, Torque rushes right in, takes out 2 with the Death Blossom off the speed boost. 2 quick kills here for the offense. And Psycho doesn't even have a res, and it doesn't matter if she did, because she was taken out right away in this fight. As Gale Force now really setting a blisteringly fast time.
Yeah, Xe trying to pull it back, though, as he got a couple kills. They were able to take out Shake after the resurrection now, so they're not getting completely wiped up here. There's still a lot of pressure on the carpet. Xe's behind. Wolf is getting in there, too.
Defense did have a decent recovery towards the end, but we do see Torque right now getting right into the back line. Gonna have to wait for him in just a moment. Under assault. Forces out the Sound Barrier, though, from the defense. I feel like that's a net win for the offense. Defense did not need a Sound Barrier there, and it's going to be down for the next major fight.
They were pretty stabilized there. There was absolutely no reason to use that. Xe is going to chase down a couple kills, I guess, getting some use out of it, but they were fine. That was a completely wasted Sound Barrier, you're right.
The only upside here for the defense going next fight is that even with the Sound Barrier waste, they still have the edge in terms of ults. We did see some hero switching come out here from the offensive Gale Force. So I feel like One Shot should be able to win the next fight, unless there's some real crazy heroics that come in from the offense, or perhaps a good Earth Shadow from JKW.
They're initially going to be at the disadvantage, though, because they should Sound Barrier here the offense.
Oh, here comes the barrage from the top with the aid of Chronic, takes out 3. Ultimate Weapon finding some big value, but Shake not able to get the res off, was about to go for it. Res came up, Shake went down, and that's going to be a full hold from the defensive One Shot.
It's really been Xe. I mean, he just put on his carry pants in the last minute or so. They were in such a rough spot. Like, they came into the huge fight. They were down 3 players. He got 2 kills to bring it back to keep them on the edge of being alive. Then he's been so annoying that people are trying to prioritize him. In the last 2 fights, he's been able to chase down and get a lot of damage done. Torque comes up on an offensive Widow now.
Alright, so defense still trying to stay stable. Offensive ults, though, going to be coming up sooner rather than later. Torque able to get the pick off on Xe. 2 quick kills here for Gale Force. And now Psycho, I feel like has to go for the res sooner rather than later here. Dot goes down. Will the big res be coming up? 3-person res coming in, but they're all rather close together. Offense comes out the Sound Barrier. Even with the res, this is not looking good for the defense right now.
Yeah, Xe does get his tactical visor up. He's way in the back. He's going to get punched around. Torque does take down Ultima, but Dot and Xe still get a couple kills early on there. Here comes the res from the offense, though. That should be really hard for the defense to hold now.
The defense is in trouble, no doubt about it. Everyone is up here for Gale Force. They're getting right in, and Heartblue takes out Dot. Torque piling on, getting the kill on the Psycho. 3 members of the defense coming in. Divas are on the scene, so are Tracers. And this is just last-minute stall coming out from the side of One Shot, buying at least a little bit of time. But Lucio not going to break it down on the point, as Gale Force is going to cap it out. 2:12 remaining on the clock.
Score 0-3.
Yeah, the offensive Widow at the end was just getting damage boosted by the Mercy, so it's kind of returning her to her old level of power when you're doing that. Just getting so much chip damage in here and there, letting everyone else clean up around the front. Now, it was really cool. I think this is where no hero limit looks really nice, though, as Dot and Xe were both able to play 76, which brought them back a little bit on the point. So One Shot definitely taking advantage of this kind of Wild West no hero limits. They've been running some interesting compositions too.
Definitely. So time-wise, time to beat there. We don't have the absolute official, but using the power of math, it's about a time of 6:49. So it's a beatable time in King's Row. It's not the fastest time that we've seen, but certainly One Shot's going to have to work for it.
Yeah, very kind of middle of the road time there. Now defensively, it looks like we might have a little bit of Aardvark coming in.
Nope, that's from the offense right now. Don't forget, Blue is on the offense.
Yeah, but there was one on the other side too.
Did they?
Yeah.
Heart Blue isn't on it just yet.
It was Joe Meister was on the Aardvark. So it looks like they are going to switch off of it.
Yep, they're switching off. Looking at the defense as they set up here for the side of Gale Force, note that red is still defense here. The colors are not swapping off in comp mode. It's going to be Shake on the Mercy, Joe Meister on Reaper, JKW on Reinhardt, Nicholas on the Pharah, Harblue on a second Reaper, and Torque on the 76.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Reaper stacks lately, not just in King of the Hill, but actually the last couple maps, throwing in a second Reaper. And this might be in response to knowing that One Shot might run this 3 Zarya offense. It looks like that's what they're going to run. I mean, that's what they're on now. 3 Zaryas, Psycho, Xi, Chronic, 2 Reapers, Ultima, and Dot, and Rolf will play the solo Lucio. So this is what they ran the first time we saw him today.
Oh, and look at this, Harblue and Joe Meister together. They're effectively the Bash brothers up here. They just want to drop down the Reaper wrecking crew, as it were. We'll see if they do just that as they're about to run in. Harblue taking lead, Joe Meister right behind. They delete Xe, delete Psycho. The Reaper flank is absolutely working right now. We'll see if they can pick up another kill. Ultimate Weapon did kill JKW pretty early in the fight. Chronic now, as is Zarya, able to do a little bit of melting of his own. So it's not a total win here for the defense, but I do like the approach.
How is Rolf alive? He was between the 2 Reapers for most of that fight and somehow is alive on his Lucio.
Harblue just W-mouse wanting right now, picking up the double kill. I don't think he needed the strafe at all. He's just like, okay, I'm just going to go forward. Left click, let's go. So Harblue picking up 3 kills total in that fight and almost has a Death Blossom up already.
Okay, well that first fight completely failed for One Shot, so they're switching it up entirely. They're going to run a Mercy now. Now Dot and Xe come up on some hit scan heroes and McCree in 76. Ultima's can switch into a Pharah. So not sticking with that cheesy strat, I suppose.
I need healing.
Yep, they are going to switch up just a bit. They are moving in, looking for their opportunity. And Harblue, though, comes at the Death Blossom, was setting them up, takes out both Rolf and Dot immediately, gets value, goes right back to the big health. And after getting the big health, Ultimate Weapon in trouble, almost going down as well.
Yeah, they do kind of clean him up after the end, though, so now they have this high ground here. The res comes in and Psycho.
That was not worth. That was a Mercy from one person up. Not exactly worth. Dot, though, moving in very aggressively, able to flashbang JKW over the top, sets him up for death.
Yeah,
but here comes the defensive attack visor out from Torque. Torque really good at getting value off this on normal situations. Almost gets Rolf, but gets killed and immediately rezzed right back up.
Yeah, Chronic little mistime on his Earth Shatter there as he only wasn't able to get 1 while they were rezzing. He waits a little bit longer, he gets all 3.
Dot really coming in the clutch. McLeft click getting 2 kills here, looking for the 3rd. Reaper having the back out away from that flashbang. He's just gonna punch him in the end, and this will finally be the cap that One Shot was looking for. Time-wise, though, a lot of time was burned off the clock. They're gonna have about 4.5 minutes to work with.
Yeah, and that res earlier when Psycho died, I think he just was not expecting it sniped by a fire strike across the map. He wasn't in a bad position at all. He was totally safe behind his Pharah. He just did not see the long-distance fire strike coming. Those always make me so giddy. Like, a long-distance fire strike is the funniest thing in the game.
All right, so they're staying in here. Ultimate Weapon leading the way for the offense. The offense with a lot of ults here to their name. Ultimate Weapon, of course, with the Barrage, Rolf, Sound Barrier, Dot, Deadeye, Xe with the 76 ult as well. So pretty loaded for Bear here. Defense gonna have some trouble if the offense plays their cards right. But oh my goodness, the flank from Harblue catches Ultimate Weapon completely off guard. And that's gonna buy the defense a lot of time to charge their ults.
Yeah, flank
hard. Oh my god, is Harblue doing it again? Gets in, gets Xe. Please, someone, this is not a stealthy character. It's a gigantic street pig. You have Sound Barrier, Earth Shatter, though, coming out here from the offense. The offense getting 3, now 4 kills off of that. Harblue flank shenanigans aside.
Well, I mean...
And that's going to set them up to get almost to the last. The defense will have a moment to defend, though.
The downside you always mention about Roadhog definitely came into play there. Harblue's in the back line. He's getting healed by Mercy. He's actually doing his self-healing as well. Chronic just used the time to just absolutely hammer him and charge up his Earth Shatter. Got another Earth Shatter for pretty much for free in the back lines. Yes, I mean, he was great on the flank, but he just charged up the entire team's ultimate with that giant health pool.
Ultimate up goes down right away, though. Nicholas now coming over the top, looking for the barrage. Has Dot in his sights. Here comes the Justice. Takes out 2. And that alone could be enough here for the defense as they try and hold. The Psycho went down. There will be no res.
Yeah, they do bring up everyone on their team knowing that they have the res advantage, so they take it. Hardblue is still being kind of sneaky up front here. Looks for a long distance hook, does not get it. Yeah, offense has to completely regroup. They're way back. They're waiting for their Lucio to get back there. So Dot's going to have high noon here momentarily. Maybe the first one we'll see today out of a McCree. And when we first saw Dot really make a name for himself, it was on his McCree play.
Dot is a pretty good hit scan player. Both McCree and Widow, his bread and butter, and he still plays them even to this day despite the nerfs and does get some pretty good effect from it. Offense, though, is moving up. They only need to move this just a little bit further. Defense looking to hang in here if they can. Chronic, though, leading the way as Ultimate Weapon goes down immediately. Not quite they're looking for. Chronic does build up his Earth Shatter. We'll have it now in just a moment. Drops it, does not get the value he's looking for. Neither does the other Reinhardt. Hammer's going down, not a lot of value being had.
Terrible charge there.
Chronic went really deep in, but oh my goodness, one deep charge deserves another. The problem is, though, is that Torque is getting all sorts of value in the back, picks off 4. After Chronic was dead, it just opened up everything for Torque.
I mean, that's a charge that's worth it, though, too. JKW got the Mercy off it, so, I mean, that's fine. If you're going to trade a Reinhardt for a Mercy, you'll take that every day of the week, whereas the opposing charge just put him out of position and let him die. Where's Hardblue? Where's Hardblue? He's way in the back. He's so out of position.
Alright, so offense right now moving back in. And time-wise, by the way, they only have a minute 30, so this is their last gasp. They need to have this work right here, right now. They do get the 2 kills they need in the very beginning, but Torque still alive, still peppering the defense right now. Here comes the Attack Visor. He's greedy. He is looking for more. Takes out Psycho. Oh my goodness. Torque, please calm down. But that play there towards the end, the overall defensive coordination might be all she wrote for this game. A minute 10 remaining, and even if the next fight goes well for one shot, I don't know if they have the time to really finish this out.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Dot is still holding on to this Deadeye, just has not had the chance to really use it yet. Wolfhead does have Sound Barrier. That is one thing they have going for him, too. Chronic with a couple swings could get an Earth Shatter, but they're going to have to hit everything perfectly here, and the Gale Force is going to have to play worse than they have yet today.
So Dot right now moving in. It will be high noon in just a moment, but lots of McCree pressure coming in on him. Almost kills him outright. Hardblue able to take out Psycho. There will be no offensive res. And X, I'm confident calling this GG. The Sound Barrier comes out here from the defense, and even if the offense pulled a miracle here and won this, they would not have enough time.
Yeah, Psycho going on there always really hurts, of course. And then they kind of get distracted in the back lines. There's going to be 3 people on the cart, but it is really just delaying the inevitable at this point.
So Gale Force going to take this in 2-0. Does not entirely tell the tale. One Shot definitely had some good looks here in this game. One Shot, though, not quite there yet. Not quite on that level. And they're going to have to ruminate on that as they go to the lower bracket and try to get another shot at Gale Force or whomever.
Yeah, they definitely are going to be trying to work their way back through that lower bracket. Yeah, like you said, they're just not quite there yet. Although I think they're getting closer. They look better to me than I've seen them in recent play. I was not expecting them to be able to hang with Gale Force, especially the way Gale Force is playing as well as they are lately. So yeah, I think everyone, I mean, I say this a lot, and I'm not generally this optimist, but I think everyone's getting a little better, and it's really fun to watch.
They'll play the game now, coming out here from Shake. Big res, of course, for Gale Force, and did set them up. They actually ended up winning off that push, too.
Yep, so Rolf with some nice sportsmanship there says good luck the rest of the tournament. Hope to see you guys in the final. So they know their day is not done. They're just going back down to the lower bracket. They can come back up through it. What's our next matchup here?
Next matchup, we're just going to stick with One Shot here, with Gale Force here, most likely. It does look like they have a strong possibility of going up against Nubris, but that match, as far as I know, has not finished just yet. I'll actually double check on there.
Yeah,
I do have some friends on both teams. And yeah, they're still in games. So what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to be taking a short break. This is the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly North American Cup. I'm ZP, that's X. We're going to be back in just a moment with the winners semifinals. We will be following Gale Force. So Gale Force versus either Too Strong or Nubris will be heading your way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll be back in just a few moments.